take the liberty to stop me at any point of time. Although the last 10 minutes of each session, we are going to discuss on these topics. Needless to wait till that period. If you are inclined to ask questions immediately, take the liberty to stop me, raise your hand, and come out with your question so that we can discuss something which may otherwise go missing from our discussion. As I was told in front of you only, the audience are the teachers from different disciplines, starting from the faculty-wise, art, science, commerce, education. I don't know whether there are people from law or other disciplines also. The intention of this action program is to familiarize the young teachers with the profession that they have chosen, and to make them to realize their responsibility beyond just teaching within the four walls and completing the syllabi with an intention to prepare the students for examination. Today, the responsibility of teachers in higher education not confined to only making the students prepared for their examination, but it is to mold their personalities and to set them on the right direction in their life. There comes the significance of the teachers, visuals on teaching positions and their commitment. Anybody who teaches something worth remembering, something worth using in life can be called a teacher. In that sense, there are hundreds of teachers for every individual in their life. But I and you are designated, appointed, and paid for the work that we are doing in the name of teaching. Hence, despite of belonging to different faculties, we need to rise to an extent of understanding the challenges of the present day situation with which our young students are going to face, are supposed to encounter. That order, the topics given to me, first one on team building, followed by that on leadership, though appears to be topics that are relevant only for commerce and management and a couple of other disciplines, all of us as teachers are interacting with the students, and as I said, not just with our academic content, but to mold their personalities in order to equip them to rise to the occasion, to interact with the people around them, and to take the responsibility of guiding, molding the behaviors of others towards building a better nation, building a better society, rather. In that context, teachers' role, that too in the present day, where the life has become highly chaos, where people are very busy with their materialistic life and all are racing against each other in an attempt to achieve success. Teach how to be successful in everything with an acceptance by everybody and a self-satisfaction at the end of the day. In that context, I think the topics given to me and what I'm going to interact with you are significant for everybody, irrespective of the discipline to which you belongs to, whether you are a science, arts, or law, or any other background. I will make a very brief, simple presentation on the topic given to me. If I am not reaching you, as I earlier told you, take the liberty to interact, come out with questions, or if you wish to add something, do that. That will be a great opportunity for both of us to learn. And I never interact with any students with a mindset that I am going to teach them anything. Rather, I believe in picking up something new for me while interacting with young teachers like you. So that team building. The moment you hear the word team and team building, what comes to your mind? Quite normally, people think about teams in sports. The moment you say team, people think of Indian cricket team, football team, or the kabaddi team, something like that. But teams are everywhere. Man is said to be a social animal. The moment two persons join together and work for achieving a purpose that is mutually acceptable, a team is created. Therefore, teams are everywhere. A family is a team. Oliver Ted, a very noted thinker in public administration and management, once said, 1+1 makes a team or makes an organization. In that context, a family is a team. A friendship group is a team. A church, a temple, a mosque, up to the UNO. Wherever there are people thinking, working, doing something collectively can be called a team. Therefore, my first and simple attempt is to make everybody to realize that teams are not confined to any specific field. Teams are everywhere, and teamwork is a must for civilized human beings. In that context, academically, we are all teachers. If you come out with the debates, discussions, I will elaborate this. Academically, I try to tell you what exactly teams can be. Teams are groups of two or more people who interact and influence each other and mutually accountable for achieving common objectives and pursues themselves as a social entity within an organization. If you go through these 4.5 lines that I have mentioned, 3 different expressions are used: teams, groups, organizations, and along with that, social entity. Normally, people confuse between groups and the teams. All groups are not teams, and all teams need to be groups. What is a team is all about? A team is a group of individuals, and groups are the collection of individuals. When more than one person join together, being together, that can make a group. But a group will become a team only when there is mutual interaction between the group members, and all the group members, irrespective of their personal liking or disliking, work towards the achievement of mutually agreed upon objectives realization. I repeat, where all the members of the group, irrespective of their individual likings and dislikings, work towards the achievement of the common purpose, that group will get qualified as a team. Normally, teams are formulated for specific tasks, specific purposes, where there is scope for each member to interact with each other. But in a group, there may not be scope for interaction. People may not be knowing each other. When there is an interaction, somebody who is having some positive or influential character will impress on others. That impression will make an influence on others. Therefore, in a team, there will be scope for interaction and influence. Whereas in a group, that opportunity may not be there, because groups are something like crowds where everybody may not be knowing everybody. Everybody may not get an opportunity to interact with each other. When you interact only, somebody will influence, somebody will impress, you like somebody, you dislike somebody. With this background, I will read out the definition for you. If anybody cannot follow this or have any argument about this, please feel free. Teams are the groups of two or more people who interact and influence each other and are mutually accountable for achieving common objectives and perceives themselves as a social entity within an organization. Now the question is, what are the characteristics of teams? The moment I said the team, teams can be there everywhere. For colleges, in your universities, you may have different teams amongst the faculty, amongst the students and the faculty, things like that, for depending on the purposes for which these teams are made. But each team is concerned with achieving something in common. Therefore, for every team, there will be common means and an end. Means is the procedure or the way or the resources with which they work. End is the objective or the result that they expect from this performance. In every team, there will be joint efforts. There will be joint efforts. People work together. More than one person working together itself is something unique, something different, because human mind, always wishes to be independent. We always look for privacy. We always think in terms of selfish ends, things like that. But in a team, there will be joint efforts. More than one person work towards achieving a common purpose. And in a team, there will be shared leadership and shared vision. You can understand what is a vision. Vision is that we would like to reach after some time. Normally, it is the vision that helps defining our future activities. In simple words, you can say we articulated dream. Dreams sometimes may not be very clear. When the dreams are articulated, dreams will make us to think about a destination ahead of us. Say, for instance, what should happen to India by 2030? What should happen to the globe by 2030 is the visionary thinking of the sustainable development goals that are developed by the UNO. Therefore, in another 5 years, in another 10 years, what we are supposed to achieve, that is called a visionary thinking. Seeing the distance. Imagine the future destination to construct and define the future goals in front of the other team members. We need a leader. And leader need not be all the time an individual. Our leadership is a spirit. That spirit may be the result of the shared thinking of everybody. That shared thinking may be reflected in the form of a representative who is identified as the leader. A represented, identified, and identified leader is a shared identity or the entity. Therefore, if I am confusing, you can also take the liberty to question me. Shared vision and leadership will be there in any team. And in every team, there will be belief on the concept of synergy. Synergy. What is synergy? Just to make myself clear, whether everybody is listening to me or not, I am asking you, can anybody comment on the concept synergy? What do you think of synergy? Anybody in the audience? As I told you, it is to make sure myself whether I am reaching you, whether I am audible, you are listening to me. Anybody comment on the word synergy? Am I audible? Somebody should react. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Am I audible to you? Okay. Take this opportunity. Somebody can tell me what do you understand by the word synergy? Open offer.
Means working together.
Pardon me?
It means a professional.
Are you talking to somebody or answering the question? Okay. There will be belief of synergy means there is a confidence and assumption that when we are together, we will become strong. When we are together, we will produce more than what we can do individually. That is the spirit of synergy. 2 plus 2 need not be always 4. It may be 5, 6, 10, depending on the situation. When we are together, we produce more, we create more, we think more, and the quality will be high. Therefore, teamwork starts because of this concept of synergy. 2 minds are better than 1, are stronger than 1. That's the concept. And in every team, there will be mutual accountability. There must be. If it is not there, that's not an effective team. Accountability means what we are doing, for that we are answerable to somebody. And I can also question the activities of others. We are mutually answerable to each other. Say, for instance, if you consider a family as a team, all the family members are answerable to each other. Not the elders only, not the youngsters only. Elders are answerable to youngsters and vice versa. If you consider your classroom as a teamwork, inside the classroom, teachers are answerable to the students and students are answerable to the teachers. As we are there as teachers, anybody in the class can ask us questions. We are answerable to them. And as we are teaching them, we can pose questions on them because it is their responsibility to listen, to interact, to answer the questions that we are asking. That is what called mutual accountability. Just like in the government, when we have elected somebody as our representative, let it be an MLA, MP, or a member of any board, they are answerable to the voters who have elected them. And the voters are also answerable for electing them because there are sayings that you deserve a government, you will get a government that you deserve. For anything that the government does, it is the voters who are responsible because it is we who have appointed them, elected them, made them the government. Therefore, mutual accountability means answerability to each other. These are the characteristics of teams. In any team, these characteristics must be found. I think I am reaching you. If I am not reaching, take the liberty to ask questions. It's not clearly audible. Excuse me. Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Sir, yes, sir.
You are audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Somebody raised a question. I could not hear it properly. If there is a question, you can repeat it again. Otherwise, let me take you towards the behavior of teams. How does the teams behave? To understand the nature of the team and the significance of the team, making teams will become easier. As teachers, you have to work with teams. For different purposes, you are going to be a member of the team formed by your administrators. Say, for instance, very popular teams for different activities like cultural activities, sports, IQAC, and other activities. You will be having teams. You may be the team leader or you may be the team member. And you make teams amongst your students for different activities. These days, making people to work together is a challenge. People don't trust each other. People don't respect each other. People don't find it comfortable to be in the company of others because in the name of civilization, and all of us have become something like islands. And the contribution of this COVID-19 made certain things very popular, which we were not heard of, like isolation, privacy, things like that. In the name of it, all of us have become self-centered. When we have self-centered, we don't find it comfortable in the company of others. People don't talk to each other. Man started becoming a pessimist, a self-centered entity. These days, even our students are finding it very, very difficult to work in groups. When they go out of the colleges, let it be in the job that they take up in the corporate sector or in the administrative sector, or if they become members of the society, community, family for that matter, unless they have the team spirit in their mind, they cannot be happy and they cannot get the things done easily from others. From that angle, I will be talking to you. What are the characteristics of teams? I said there must be common objective, work with mutual accountability, common means and ends will be there. There will be shared leadership, etc., etc. Now I am telling what will be the environment in a team and what should be the environment. In a team, normally, if it is a real team, competitive relationship will become cooperative. Team members, however competent they are, they don't fight against each other. They have to fight with another targeted or identified group. However strong your army is, your army must fight with your opponent. Internally, there must be cooperation among the members of your team. That's the spirit I wanted to convey through this. You can pose questions later on. In a team, there must be willingness to confront issues, not the individuals. Willingness to confront issues means when you don't agree with something, have the freedom to question, freedom to argue, freedom to suggest something better than what we are doing. If that environment is there, then you can call it a team. And the purpose of this confrontation is to solve the problem, not to create one more problem. Team members all the time must think that I am a member of this team and our objective is to solve the problem. That is what the intention. Say for instance, it's a group of teachers working for a task, group of students working for a talk. Let there be an environment where we confront the issues, not the individual. When somebody gives a suggestion, I may not like the suggestion, not that individual. My purpose is to arrive at a viable solution, not to criticize, comment anybody. That's what called team spirit. Next one is teams develop the ability to express criticism constructively. Criticisms must be constructive and there must be a sense of team spirit. Sense of team spirit means all the efforts are coordinated, consolidated to get the purpose done. To win the match is our intention. To solve the problem is our intention. And everything that we are doing is ultimately aiming for that. Say for instance, if you consider this class as a teamwork, the ultimate purpose is to understand something related to the topic that I am talking. You can comment, you can criticize, you can question me. The purpose is to understand what is team behavior, what is leadership, something like that. That should be the spirit in teamwork. As teachers, we need to inculcate such qualities inside the classroom. A teacher is not less than that of a team leader. By designation, we are the leaders of the team. Each class is a team for us. There must be teamwork, there must be mutual respect, there must be interaction, there must be accountability, and there must be activities ultimately aiming for doing something. That doing something is to learn something new. If I am wrong, you can ask questions. Next, the question is, why do we need teams? What are required? What is the purpose? The reason for teams, at the first instance, knowingly or unknowingly, we formulate groups. There is a difference between a group and a team, I said. In a group, there may not be any commitment, but in a team, there will be commitment. In a group, there may not be a defined leader, but in a team there will be a defined leader. Groups can be formed without any purpose also. Say for instance, in the railway station, in the bus stand, on the pavements of the road, people may gather for various reasons of their own. They may not be having any commitment to each other. But teams are not like that. Teams are with a purpose. Why do we need teams? Why are we supposed to live together? It is something like asking a question, why should we have friends? Why should we have a family? Why should we have an association? Everybody is having association. Teachers associations are there, students associations are there, citizens associations are there. Why should we have this associated thinking? The first reason that I am quoting is security reasons. If we are together, we will become strong. That is the synergy effect. If I am alone, I am weak. When I am in the company of somebody, I will become strong. Therefore, everybody intends to make somebody as their known person, a friend, try to stay with them because of the question of insecurity. When there is insecurity, we look for security. For security purpose, we need teams. We want to be identified with somebody. Another reason naturally makes people to formulate teams are interaction, influence, and proximity. You can study the behavior of your students. You can study the behavior of your students. There is a popular saying in English, tell me who are your friends, then I will tell you who are you. Why your particular student is behaving in a particular way. If you are really interested in understanding that, you need to understand the friends of that particular students, with whom he is moving, or she is spending time. Why did they become friends? People sitting in the same bench may become friends. People staying in the same hostel may become friends. People coming from particular locality may become friends. People speaking particular language may become friends. I think I'm reaching you. So that it is the interaction, influence, and the proximity. Proximity means closeness. Such people will become friends. Say, for instance, those who spend time in the library will become friends. Those who spend time in the sports ground will become friends. Those who abstain are continuously absent to the classes, they become friends. Therefore, teams are formulated because of interaction, influence, and proximity. Another reason for team making is esteem and identity. You can understand what is esteem. Esteem means something that makes you to feel proud. Normally, individuals think that if my friend is a popular person, if my friend is a big achiever, if he or she is a great person, I will get that advantage of high recognition or something like that. For that reason, they become members of such groups or teams. Therefore, esteem, identity that the team gives to me is the reason for becoming a member of the team. Affiliation. Affiliation means orientation of thinking, belief. What you subscribe, the idea that you subscribe makes you to get affiliated to somebody. Don't think about affiliation of the colleges to the universities and things like that. Even that is to say that I belongs to one particular ideology, one particular thinking, one particular stream. Affiliation means our thinkings are same, our ideas are same. As such, we have become friends. That's the reason for teams. Another reason is power. Why do people join teams? If I am alone, I am weak. If I am in the company of some powerful people, you may get the power in terms of financial power, knowledge power, muscle power, number power, social power, call it by any name. Most of the time, people tend to become the member of a team. When you are a member of a team, you will get the advantage of having certain power. And the last reason is huddling. I don't know whether you can follow the word huddling. What is an huddling? Huddling is an informal opportunity created by people voluntarily to discuss something that cannot be discussed formally. You will be knowing people will have a meeting after the meeting. Students will interact after the class, outside the class, in the canteen, near the washrooms, on the corridors. One who cannot speak inside the class confidently may be the hero in the canteen premises, may be the hero on the corridors. Something practical, something realistic, something truth will be discussed on the streets. Such an informal environment to talk will happen through huddlings. I think I am reaching because nobody is interacting, nobody is questioning, so that I am sure that you can follow me. You are following me. Huddlings. Followed by this,
Excuse me, sir.
please.
Sir, the slide is showing symptoms of conflict, but you are discussing about
Have you
team
not discussed symptoms?
symptoms of conflict.
Symptoms of conflict. Okay. I think it is not synchronized. That is the reason I am asking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you see the first slide now, teams?
No, sir.
It's not the same.
No, sir. It is not the same.
Can you see the slide now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See it now?
Yes, sir. Team behaviors.
About team behavior I explained.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I said about security. Can you see this? Why do we need a teams slide? What is the slide you are seeing now?
Sir, why do we need teams?
That is what I have explained right now.
Yes, sir.
Why do
Thank
we
you.
need teams means? First reason is security, followed by that interaction, influence and proximity, esteem and identity, affiliation, power, huddlings. If you cannot follow, you can raise questions. See, I have been talking one-sidedly and you are not seeing. Please try to interact. That will help both of us. Now I am changing the slide. Okay. Individual differences. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I will continue with this. Teams are made up of individuals. Why team management is a difficult task? In a team, normally there will be more than one person working together. Every individual is special, but we expect the individual to work for the common purpose. Making individuals come there for a individual reason and expect them to work together is a challenge. The reason is every individual is special. Remember, there is a popular saying that man is the same, but men are different. Man is the same, men are different. That means all of us are human beings. Scientifically, we are identified as Homo sapiens, but two of us are not absolutely similar. Our thinkings, our views, our opinions may differ. But teams are made up of people only. We are supposed to work in institution where there are hundreds of people. As a teacher, you are supposed to address a group of 100 students. Each student is special. Their background is different. Their expectations are different. Emotions are grown up in a different environment. Then the purpose of being there may be different. Normally, we ask students, why did you join this course and what made you to come to this course, something like that. The reason for everyone is different. Somebody say that I want to make a career. Somebody may say that I want to earn my bread and butter. Somebody may say that I just want to spend time. Somebody may say that one of my friend is here and because of that I am sitting in front of you. Something like that. But if we understand the reasons behind their presence there, we can reach out to them comfortably, reach out to them easily. Therefore, there is a need to understand the individuals in the group. Each individual is different in their ability to understand complex ideas. In a classroom, there may be students from educated, learned families. There may be students from illiterate, ignorant, poor families. There may be students from urban background, rural background. There may be students with clear purpose. There may be students with unclear mindset. There may be students who are highly motivated, and there are students with frustration in life. We have to take all of them together. For that reason, I am telling, we need to understand the individual difference. Every individual is different because every individual is differ from one another in their ability to understand the complex ideas, in their ability to adapt effectively to the environment. Some students will find it difficult to understand, adjust themselves to the college environment itself. And some of you, if you are really new to this teaching field, maybe finding it little embarrassing, little difficult, uncomfort to get adjusted to this profession itself. Because it may not be your choice. All the time, we will not become what we like, what we are looking for. There will be situations where you do something with choice, something with chance. Therefore, every individual find it difficult and adapt themselves effectively to the environment in their own way. Every individual is different to learn from their experience. Same class may be boring one for somebody and interesting one for some other person. Okay, would you like to ask some questions, Sindhushri? I could see your hand raised. Do you have any questions as such?
No, sir, no. Sir.
Every individual is different in their ability to engage in various forms of reasoning. Reasoning means attributing the happening to some reason, why it has happened to me. Somebody may say that it is my luck, I got an opportunity to be a student here. It is my luck to sit in front of you. Somebody may say that it is my bad luck. It is their own reasoning. Somebody may love the profession, somebody may hate the profession. Just like that, some student may like learning, some student may
Can
not.
I ask one question? Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, you can ask questions.
Yes, sir. So, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Kriti Kaushik. Sir, I actually wanted to know that there are different kinds of personalities, but primarily there are introvert people and extrovert people. And it is being said, like you also said, that we have to stay together and build a team. And that goes for the students also with the kind of collaborative exercises that they do. So, don't you think it is slightly unfair for the introverts? They have their own capabilities, they have their own prowess, but at the same time, don't you think that extroverts, being because it's their natural capability to talk and to engage people, so don't you think it is slightly unfair world for the introverts?
It's not unfair, and leaders are required to make fair and judicious actions there. That is why we expect you to understand the differences and the speciality of every individual. If you know whether somebody is an introvert or extrovert, an optimist or a pessimist, you have to devise your strategy to reach out to them. Inside the classroom also, of all sorts. But as a person who is responsible to handle this situation, you have to come out with a strategy to reach out to them. And I'm not expecting you to get somebody to compromise their total personality for the sake of the group or somebody. You have to teach them the spirit of diversity. Diversity. So that if people learn how to be in the company of others who are different from their original character, they can survive anywhere.
Rightly said, sir.
Can
I
survive.
agree.
India is a highly diversified nation. An Indian can survive in any country. Right? The
Yes.
reason is
Yes.
we have seen all sorts of people. As a teacher, you must be able to respect the special quality of somebody and convince them to accept the majority's opinion also. Sometimes, in the name of democracy, you are made to accept something which is not your choice. Agree? But whatever you don't like, if it is acceptable to the majority, at that moment, you practice it in front of them. For the sake of everybody, that is called team spirit. That is called team spirit. Sometimes we tolerate everything for the sake of the team. How to build that team spirit? You have to convince them. For the sake of the team, you are making some sacrifices here. But if you enjoy something, when you go out of the team, you do that. That is what called personalizing the social life and socializing the personal likings. See the contradiction that I am telling. You have to personalize the social issues and socialize the personal things. Then only there will be a compact synergy and understanding between the person and the society. Right? I hope, Kritika Kaushik, I have reached your.
Yes, yes, sir. Very, very rightly put up by you, sir. Thank you.
Therefore, every individual is different. In what way they are different? In their ability to understand the complex ideas, in their ability to adapt effectively to the environment, in their ability to learn from experience. Same thing may not teach the same lesson. Somebody may take it casually, somebody may take it seriously. To engage in various forms of reasoning, to overcome obstacles by taking thought. Every individual is different. Somebody may solve the problem with 100% efforts. Somebody may neglect it, forget it, withdraw from that. That's also a solution. But how do you do that? That is your personality. Our aim is to prepare responsible citizens inside the class. There is a careless student, there is a serious student, there is a learned student who knows more than me, there is an average student, there is a below the average student. We have to reach out to everybody. There comes the question of teams and team building. We have to make everybody to be together. As I use the word diversity management, see, incidentally, the same thing has come on the screen. Can you see this diversity? The word diversity is to make everyone to respect their individual likes and dislikes and also to surrender their selfish character for the welfare of everybody, for the good of everybody, for the good of the majority. That is what diversity. Now I am taking you towards making teams. How can we make the teams in life or anywhere? Teams are there in the family, teams will be there in the office, teams will be there in the classroom, politics, sports, wherever you go, where there is two persons working together for a purpose that can be called a team. Sometimes purposefully we have to create teams. Sometimes informal teams will emerge on their own, like mushrooms. Whether it is informal or formal, intelligence lies in making them to work for achieving a purpose that is good for everybody. Who decides what is good for everybody? Again, it is an assumption that a leader is one who always thinks of everybody's welfare. A teacher is one who always thinks about every student, and a karta is one who always thinks about the members of the entire family. So that how the teams are formulated? The answer for this question is psychologically, teams are formulated through 5 different stages. What are these 5 stages? The first stage is said to be the forming stage. Forming stage is one where one-time strangers are not known to each other. will get an opportunity to know each other. I'm making it very, very simple. Farming is the stage where we were not known to each other. Before this lecture starts, I didn't know about any of you. Say, for instance, on the screen, I could see Kriti, Kaushik, and Sindhushri's image. Now I can say I know these people. Prior to this, we were strangers. We were not known to each other. Now, after seeing me on the screen, some of the participants may say that I know him, I knew him, and he is somebody, something like that. The first stage is called the forming stage. This is the stage where strangers who come to a contact will develop curiosity to collect information about the individual, the purpose of the meeting, the purpose of formulating a team, objectives of the team, and why the team is there. All these questions will come. This is called the first stage. The second stage is called the storming stage. This is the stage, the result of the first stage. Earlier we were stranger, not knowing each other. After knowing about each other, we have identified something that we like, something that we don't like. Positive and negative things are identified. These positive and negative things makes us to raise objections, raise questions. Storm is a situation where there is a disturbance, where there is a disliking, where there is confusion, questioning. In technical terms, we can call it a conflict. The third stage is one. After the conflict, if we keep on quarreling, life will become a miserable story. Every conflict must be resolved. Just recall a few days back, there was a tense situation wherein everybody was talking about a war, something like that. If there was a war, just imagine the consequences. All the conflicts can be resolved through discussions, debates, introspections, something like that. After this, we must fix a boundary. What should be done and what should not be done. If we arrive at a consensus, about the acceptable behaviors of each other, that situation is called norming. Norm means fixing the boundary, developing a policy as to what is to be done, what should not be done. And the fourth stage is performing stage. Performing stage is the one where the group members work for achieving the purpose for which they are there, where the real happenings takes place. Based on the real performance, we may get positive results or negative results. If we get the positive results, we will continue there. We will go ahead with the act of what we are doing now. If the results are negative, we will withdraw from there and join somewhere new. We will stop it and start something new. This act of either stopping forever and joining somewhere else or continuing this with the same thing is called adjournment. Adjourning means postponing. Therefore, the 5 stages, forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning, can explain our relationship building also, our friendship building also, our family formation also. When I said friendship is a team, family is a team, think of family through these 5 stages. First stage is one where 2 strangers who are not known to each other got into an agreement that is called marriage, and that marriage made them to be family members. Forming is the stage which can be equated to a marriage. Don't ask me what type of marriage. There are different types of marriages. Marriage is one where 2 persons will come to a consensus to be together psychologically. It's a psychological agreement. And people look at it as a social institutions through celebrations. Whatever it is, marriage is one that brings 2 persons together. Second stage is a storm. Storm means a quarrel in the family. Can you think of a family where there is no quarrel? There is a popular saying in psychology, if two persons are living together for a long time, they must have a conflict. If they say no, it's an indication that either of them is not alive. When two living beings, two active minds are together, differences of opinion must happen. If anybody say, we never had a difference of opinion, that's an indication the mind is dead. Follow me. No signals also. Because inside the class, we see the eye movements, facial expressions, things like that. Here I could not see any such expressions, so that I assume that you are listening to me. Followed by that. A norming is a situation where after the quarrel, the husband and wife come to a consensus. You don't do this, I don't do this. Fixing the boundary. After the boundary, living together, continuing the life. Adjournment. Life is full of adjournment. If there is a problem, these individuals, both the parties will think tomorrow is going to be good. My day after tomorrow is going to be good. We live in that hope that tomorrow is going to be good. The moment you come to a conclusion, no, it cannot be continued, that leads to quitting and continuing somewhere else, either as a separate and new entity. These are 5 stages through which teams are formulated. But each team is important. Each team is different. The most peculiar thing that happens is through storming. Storming is a situation where there is a conflict. Of the work of a team member is spent for the purpose of solving the conflict. What is a conflict? Conflict is an integral part of organized life. It occurs because of the perceived or experienced differences over substantiative or emotional issues. When two persons are together, there will be misunderstanding. Our two students may not be together. Our two teachers, our two colleagues, faculty members cannot be together because of the conflict. This conflict will occur quite naturally between people who are active. I think you can fill the gap with any imaginations of yours. Why two persons are sitting like this? What are they thinking? When two active minds are there, thinkings will be different. Different thinking will lead to sometimes suspicion, doubt, confusion, quarreling, hatredness, a war. There is a popular saying, wars are not fought between two countries. They are fought between two minds. It is the responsibility of the person concerned to understand why there is a conflict, why people quarrel, why there is a storm in our relationships. Believe me, I am using the word relationship. Why there is a storm in our relationship. The reasons, before you understand storm, whether there is a storm or not, you have to understand in a team. In a team, conflicts will bound to take place. When two persons are together, conflicts will happen. What are the symptoms of conflicts? Now I am telling you. The symptoms of conflict are poor intergroup activity. Though there are 10 members, if one or two people are not agreeing with them, these two people will not mingle with others. They say, ask me to do anything independently, I will do it. I don't go with them. Poor intergroup activity. Disrespect and indiscipline in the group. Don't respect anybody. They talk ill of somebody. Disrespect and indiscipline. This is what, even if the students are not happy with our classes, what they will do, same thing, disrespect, indiscipline. Antagonizing and negative feeling. Whatever you say, the other person opposes it and says, no, it is not possible, it's not possible. That's a symptom of conflict internally. Difference of opinion. High rate of absenteeism and turnover. You can understand why people abstain from a meeting. When they are not happy, they try to avoid us. They try to escape from us. That leads to absenteeism and high turnover. When such an conflict is there, there will be more of informal gatherings. You can understand what is informal gatherings. After the meeting, disgruntled minds will meet outside the meeting hall and they discuss what was discussed in the meeting separately. Informal gatherings. In the formal meeting, they don't speak. In the formal environment, they don't speak. Informally, they spread the rumors. They talk too much negatively about an individual. These are all the symptoms of conflicts. When there is a conflict in any system, when the human relations fail, when people don't respect each other, normally you can see strict implementation of rules and regulations. Where we talk too much about rules and regulation, that's an indication human relations are not good. I think I'm not reaching. Take the liberty to ask questions. Now the question is, why should we quarrel? Normally, why the quarrel happens? If you understand the reason for the quarrel, you can sort it out. Quarrel need not be all the time in terms of a war. Disliking, hatred. Why it happens? I have listed a couple of reasons. The reason for the conflicts are incompatible goals. When the goals set for achieving are not achievable, are not compatible, that leads to conflict. I can expect you to sit and listen to me for an hour. 1 hour, 10 minutes, okay. If I make you to sit for 3 hours, 4 hours together, you will not listen to it at all. There is a limit for anything. When the target is very high, people will revolt against it. When there is too much of interdependency, that leads to conflict. With whom you quarrel with somebody on whom you are dependent. You quarrel with your own family members. You quarrel with your own colleagues. You quarrel with your own students, not that of outsiders. Where there is dependency, there will be a reason for conflict. Only people in the border go for a war, Why India and Pakistan? Because we are neighbors. More than anything, we have an emotional connection. That emotional connections and neighborhood makes us to have these warlike situations many a time. Where there is dependency, there is hope for conflict. Conflict is because of the scarce resources. Because of the scarcity of the resources. Let it be an office room, let it be a table, a chair, a pen, a toy. Because of the scarcity, we fight each other. Because of the goal and role ambiguity, where there is no clarity in terms of what we are supposed to achieve and what is my role there, that leads to conflict, confusions. And sometimes the personality clash. What is that personality clash? Somebody said there will be introverts and extroverts. Introvert and extroverts are two different characters. When an introvert encounters an extrovert, there will be somebody talks too much, somebody will not speak. That cannot be wrongly interpreted. When it is wrongly interpreted, that leads to misunderstanding. Differences in value system. Values means the faith, what you believe. Somebody believes in quality and somebody believes in quantity. If somebody cares for individual, somebody cares for resources and money, there will be a conflict. Somebody says like, love, respect, emotions. Somebody says materialistic, what I am getting, how much I am getting. That leads to conflict. Time conflict arises because of perception, perceptual differences. What is this perceptual difference? The way you look at the things may not be the same as others think. I'm not going to elaborate. If there are any questions, you can ask me. Perception is something about which you can speak hours together. World is the same, but it appears to be different to different individuals based on their ability to perceive. If you are an optimist, you will see the sunshine. If you are a pessimist, always you see the clouds. Where an optimist sees only opportunities, pessimists see only threats, only problems. I think I'm reaching you. That is going to be your world. When somebody sees friendship, somebody will suspect and try to trace an enemy inside that friend also. Another reason for this is communication problem. Most of the conflicts happen because of the communication problems. 60% of the quarrels happen because of improper communication. Even if you tell the negative things, there is a style to say. There is a saying in English, how to say painless no. When you are supposed to say no, that no must not hurt anybody. It must be a painless no. 60% of the quarrels on the earth can be solved through effective communication. We don't know how to communicate properly. That's the reason all this restlessness, lack of trust. The last reason I have listed here is lack of trust. We don't trust each other. We don't respect each other. Situation is like that. Environment, as I told you, after COVID, after COVID, man has become too selfish. It was demonstrated in different form. We don't try to believe anybody. Everybody is self-centered. If I am okay, if I am satisfied, if I live, then I can do something. I'm not denying that truth, but that has become too much. In the name of privacy, we have become islands. That leads to conflict. We don't share thoughts. Followed by this, I will be taking you towards the next characteristics of effective and ineffective groups. I'll tell you. Effective groups. Somebody should respond to me. Can you see the slide? Characteristics of effective and ineffective. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Yes, sir.
I will be telling you characteristics of effective and ineffective teams. One, where there is an informal and relaxed atmosphere. You can understand what is an informal and relaxed atmosphere, where there is respect for each other, mutual trust, engagement with each other, and as a result, there will not be tension. An ineffective team is one where there is bored and tense atmosphere. Think of a class. When can you enjoy something? You can enjoy something where there is free thinking and easy expression. When all your moves are restricted, the situation will become bored and tensed. An effective team is one where there is scope for discussion and participation for everybody. Whereas in an ineffective team, there will be domination by only few people. An effective team is one where there is clarity about tasks, aims, and means. What they do, there is a clear clarity. What I am talking, what I expect people to do, there is clarity. Whereas in an ineffective team, they are made to do irrelevant things. Nobody knows what they are doing and why they are doing. That is the situation. An effective team is one where there is commitment to each other. Commitment to each other means, as a teacher, I am bothered about my students. As a speaker, I am bothered about my listeners. As a government, I am bothered about my citizens. As parents and children, we are bothered about each other. That is mutual commitment to each other. In an ineffective team, there will not be obligation. There is no obligation. People will say, whether you learn or not, I will get my salary. That reflects no commitment, no obligation. Whether you understand or not, I am talking. My job is to do that only. No obligation. That is an ineffective style. Effective group, there will be mutual respect, whereas in an ineffective group, there will be conflict only. In an effective group, any problem will be discussed and solved, whereas in an ineffective group, small problems will be allowed to develop big. We will allow the small issues to take bigger shape by glorifying, magnifying the things. In an effective team, all decisions are made by consensus, taking the opinions of everybody. Whereas in an ineffective team, consensus is not expected. Somebody will dictate, somebody will control everybody. In an effective team, there will be shared leadership. Everybody thinks we are all the same and somebody is representing us. In an ineffective team of authority, power, designation, where there is no scope for respect to everybody, shared opinions, and things like that. These are the characteristics of effective and ineffective teams. Normally, problem arises in the teamwork because of the team norms, team roles, and team cohesiveness. What is this cohesiveness means? Cohesiveness means the spirit that holds people together, that spirit that makes people to respect each other. If that spirit becomes too strong or too weak, that leads to disturbance. The spirit is too strong, people will emotionally develop bondage with each other, but practically do nothing. They love, they respect each other, but practical productivity will become zero. Yes, all the time they quarrel, they hate, they dislike each other. Team building in the real sense involves definition of the roles. What is my role here and what I expect you to do? There must be clarity. Interpersonal process, we must try to understand every individual's likes and dislikes and convince them to follow the group's. There must be proper goals. Goals must not be unattainable. As I told you, I can hold you for a certain time, not beyond it. I am understanding that this is the time for break. Unless I give a break, it will become boring. We should know how long we should do anything. Proper goals must be there. And problem solving. Whenever there is a problem must be sorted out. To solve a problem, we need a person who can understand and who can come out with solutions. Precisely, this is what about team building I could share with you. If you have any queries, please feel free, ask questions.